Good morning, graduating class of 2022. Before we begin with the formal proceedings of the day, I would like to take the opportunity to congratulate each and every student sitting here today. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Kaylee and I was lucky enough to serve as your Vice President Education for the past academic year. For those of you that do know me, it's good to see you again. I've been lucky enough to know some of you throughout your entire university journey and can honestly say that it's been amazing to see how far you've come in such a short space of time. I'm so thankful that I can be here today to celebrate with you, your friends and your families. I also get to use this opportunity to run through a few bits of housekeeping before the ceremony officially begins. Now is the time to make sure that any electronics you brought with you today are switched to silent or turned off completely. I'm sure your choice of ringtone is great, but we want to make sure that today's graduates get the spotlight that they deserve. Speaking of graduates, please use this time to make sure that you're sat in the correct seat. You'll have been allocated a seat number when you registered, and this is the order that you'll be called to cross the platform. When you're ushered by the marshal, remain in this order as you walk up the nave and around to your left to the side aisle. You should be carrying your cap in your left hand and take your graduate card with you. You'll then walk up the ramp and wait for your name to be called. When it is, walk across the platform, don't run, and shake hands with our Vice-Chancellor and leave the stage. You should then return to your seat, moving straight down the row to the end. You might not end up in the seat that you started in, but that's okay, you've done the hard part. One of the things that you might be familiar with when it comes to life at BGU is that we're really big on creating a community feel and ensuring that our students are remembered by name, not number. Today is no exception to that. We want to make sure that every name is heard clearly as you're called up, and we also want to make sure that each student is celebrated appropriately. So, when each name is called, we'd love it if you gave them a good clap and a cheer, but please try and keep it to just a few seconds per student to help us keep things moving smoothly. If you don't mind, I'd like to do just a little bit of audience participation, just to give us a quick practice run to make sure that we're all ready to go. Now, it's no secret that students all over the country love a takeaway. So, I'm going to list off a few different foods for you. You'll give them a clap and we'll see how you do. If you like burgers, let's hear it. If you like sushi. Yeah. If you like curry. And finally, if you're a fan of pizza. Now, if you can put that much enthusiasm into your applause when today's graduates cross the stage, I'm sure that today's celebrations will be absolutely amazing. I want to wrap up by once again saying a huge congratulations for all the hard work and dedication that's got you here today. You've done a fantastic job and should be incredibly proud of yourselves. I hope you all have a wonderful graduation day, and on behalf of the Students' Union, we wish you all the very best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you please be seated? Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, staff and distinguished guests, it's my pleasure on behalf of the Dean and Chapter of Lincoln Cathedral to welcome the University for its graduation ceremony. A particularly warm welcome to you who graduate and to your families and friends. We celebrate your achievements and applaud all who've supported and sustained you during your studies. As a church foundation, the university is not only concerned with the level of award that its students walk away with, but with what each of you have achieved during your time on a personal level, what you've given to the supportive community of the university, what you've gained from the formative environment, and what, as graduates of the university, you might give in the future for the good of society. So we also praise today the academic staff and all who work at Bishop Grosseteste University to ensure that it's a formative place of personal discovery and social responsibility, as well as a scholarly place of learning. And we ask God's blessing on this ceremony and all graduands. Gracious God, bless these graduands. When the applause has quieted and fanfare ceased, may they celebrate those around them. When the speeches are concluded, may they use their voices to give encouragement and hope to others. When they leave this place with degrees in hand, may their achievements grow and enrich their communities. And may they continue to grow in faith, hope, and love to the honour of your name. Amen.
I hereby declare this congregation for the conferment of degrees and awards to be open. I welcome all who are here for this ceremony.
Madam Chancellor, Mr. Canon Chancellor, Madam Mayor, Madam Sheriff, distinguished guests and graduating students of Bishop Grosseteste University. As Vice-Chancellor, it's a huge pleasure to welcome you all to this graduation, which is the first graduation ceremony we have held in the Cathedral since 2019. How fantastic it is to be back and to see you all looking so distinguished and to celebrate in this way in this iconic building. There's nothing beats a Lincolnshire graduation. And I'm so grateful to the Dean and Chapter for all their assistance in making this event so meaningful for us. I always try to find some special event which has taken place during the year, which sets apart the year's graduating cohort from any other, making you a unique group. And this year, there is no shortage of significant events on which to hang that unique identity. The year 2022 marks the 160th anniversary of the establishment of this academic institution, now Bishop Grosseteste University, which was opened in 1862. The year also marks the 10th anniversary of the institution gaining university title. And of course, to top all of that, this is a special year for the whole country, marking the 70th anniversary, the Platinum Jubilee of Her Majesty the Queen's service. So take your pick. You are unique for all of these reasons, graduating in 2022. Today marks a rite of passage for all of you. You have achieved a landmark in your life and in your education, and you can be rightly proud of the award which you will receive today. And as you can see, the staff, the University Council, and the civic dignitaries and the cathedral staff are all here to celebrate with you, to show just how much you mean to the institutions and to the city. But I also want to take this opportunity personally to thank you, because as Vice-Chancellor, my main focus is on the student experience at the institution. And one of the ways that I seek assurance that you, our students, are having a positive experience is by examining in detail the results of the annually conducted National Students' Survey, or NSS. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's an extremely important survey conducted on behalf of the government, asking final year students about their experiences of learning, teaching, assessment, the staff, support, the Students' Union, and in general, your overall satisfaction with the course. And these are all scored for every university in the whole of the UK. And this year, I am delighted that our score is well above the national average, and it puts BGU in the top 25% of universities for the whole of the country for student satisfaction. And also, in the What's Uni Awards, we came second in the whole of the United Kingdom for student support. And that was on the basis of your votes. So thank you on both counts. But what both of these positive results illustrate is that you, our graduates, recognise the dedication, the support, the commitment and the passion for their subject that the staff in BGU have shown. And the staff here sitting behind me and in the audience see this very much as a huge thank you to them from you. Because I can safely say that the staff in BG and those with whom we work do not simply work with you, they actually care about you and about your professional development. And that is what BGU is all about. And I just thinking about that from your point of view and from our point of view, I think that deserves a round of applause. But you leave BG as changed people. And I realise that there will have been ups and downs in your study, not least by the uncertainties outside your control during the past 2 years, but also by things specific to your own lives. But you have been changed as a direct result of your learning. And the definition of learning that I use is, it's a relatively stable change in behaviour as a result of experience. And all of the experiences you have had while at BG, be they in the lecture, the seminar, on placement, or even during the toils of your own research and completing your assignments, these have all changed you, hopefully for the better. But I also realise that you have not done this on your own, and that you have been supported in your study by friends, by families, by communities, and by your tutors and lecturers, and those with whom you have worked in placements. They have all been beside you, supporting you in different ways, and many of them are here today to support you. So I think they too also deserve a round of applause of thanks. And as a result of all of this, you are stronger individuals, professionals, and global citizens, equipped in different ways to make your own contribution to society. And what you do now following graduation may not be your final destination. A recent survey of early graduates found that many had tried several roles in their careers rather than going straight into a job for life. for me, one of the most vital skills that you have developed during your time at BG in every subject area is the art of communication, which is embedded in all of our courses. And my challenge to you is to do all that you can to continue to develop your communication skills. That may seem an obvious thing to say, but my fear is that communication has been one of the casualties of the past 2 years. Because communication is not simply sitting in a Teams meeting or class or sending an email. It's much more than just the words. It includes empathy, listening to others, giving and responding to feedback, expression, tone of voice, body language. And a lot of these components, I feel, have been lost or certainly undervalued during the past 2 years. I share the view of Yamamootaka, who says that the better we are at communicating, the better our lives will be. Or according to Brian Tracy, who says, if you're willing to work at communication, you can rapidly improve the quality of every part of your life. And what this quotation by Tracy also highlights is the need to keep developing your skills, to be lifelong learners, constantly learning new knowledge and new skills. And I hope that you might decide to continue your lifelong learning at BG sometime again in the future. My hope also is that you will continue to think of BGU with affection and that it might remain with you as a significant part of your journey through life. Each year I meet with the Old Students Association of BGU, or the OSA. These are graduates from the present day right back into the 1950s. And just listening to their memories of the BGU community are so full of loyalty and affection. And they're our ambassadors in various areas of life. And today you join them as our latest cohort of ambassadors. Wherever you go and whatever job you do in the course of your professional life will be influenced by the education and experiences you've had at BG. You might have a bit of a challenge trying to teach people how to pronounce Bishop Grosseteste University, but BGU will do, and the BGU mark of quality will go with you wherever you go. Coming to a conclusion, these ceremonies, as I said at the beginning, are very, very important to us. And they look so easy, they look so seamless, it all just comes together to this gathering. But what they mask, and what the gatherings mask, is months and months of planning and preparation. And there's one person who has been behind the BGU graduation for 20 years and who has decided to leave BG to go on to different things. But she was so keen to see this through that she came back this year to work with us in ensuring that you have the most positive experience. So I'd like you to join me in thanking Hannah Clipsham for her 20 years of dedicated service to graduation. I always have difficulty finding Hannah, who disappears behind pillars when I say this, but she's very much present. So in conclusion, I'd just like to congratulate you all on your magnificent achievements. On behalf of the staff and council, we wish you success and happiness as you move on to your professional life. And I hope that today you will have a wonderful day. Go back to campus and enjoy the whatever's there. Enjoy the sun, and it's just great having you in Lincoln. I do wish you every success in the future, and thank you all. At this stage in the proceedings, we normally award honorary degrees to individuals who've made a significant contribution to society. The person to whom we were going to award it, Phil Beadle, is unfortunately unable to be with us today, but I should like to invite Dr. Sasha Mason to say a few words in support of Phil Beadle's nomination. Sasha.
Madam Chancellor, Mr. Chancellor, distinguished guests, staff, honorary graduates and graduating students of Bishop Grosseteste University, I have the pleasure to present our honorary graduate, Phil Beadle. Phil Beadle is an award-winning teacher, an author, an acclaimed broadcaster, a columnist, public speaker and education consultant. He has dedicated much of his life as an advocate of transformational teaching and learning in challenging schools, particularly in the subject of English. In 2004, he won the Secondary Teacher of the Year Award and the London Teacher of the Year Award. As a consultant, he is an expert in literacy and behaviour management and is an experienced teacher trainer. Phil is the author of 12 books on teaching and learning, which have been globally acclaimed and translated into multiple languages. These include the influential and best-selling How to Teach book, which was awarded 10 out of 10 by the Times Educational Supplement and which has sold 30,000 copies. His most recent book, The Fascist Painting, What is Cultural Capital?, was awarded 5 stars in Schools Week. Phil has also authored the rather less serious The Michael Gove Colouring In book. He wrote a column for The Guardian's Education Supplement for 10 years, during which time he was nominated for a European Commission Award for promoting equality in journalism for his 2009 article that champions trans rights in schools. Phil has won 2 Royal Television Awards, the On-Screen Breakthrough Award for The Unteachables, and the Most Educational Impact in Primetime Schedule for Can't Read, Can't Write. He has appeared on Newsnight, The Today programme, Woman's Hour, and Start the Week on BBC Radio 4. He has caused 2 changes in government policy. His Can't Read, Can't Write series for Channel 4 forced the government to introduce a structured course of phonics teaching for adults where none had existed before. It is his work as a one-man pressure group for white working-class students that caused Ofsted to specifically report on the achievement of such students in school inspections. His programmes for Teachers TV are used in universities across the English-speaking world and include 3 of the 40 most popular programmes in the channel's run. As well as working in education, Phil occasionally works in the arena of professional football. He has worked for Brentford Football Club, advised the FA on behaviour, and has trained Gareth Southgate and the rest of the England coaches on self-regulation. Recently, he has worked with Manchester City and has been designing a research-informed professional development curriculum for them. Over decades, Phil has helped to shape the conversation around achievement and disadvantage, speaking out when at times it has been unfashionable to point out the gross unfairness of childhood poverty, low aspirations, and the Trojan horse for inequality that is the idea of social mobility. Phil has published works that have gone into the hands of trainees, teachers, students, and he is respected because he has done the hard work of teaching and learning himself in some traditionally challenging settings. As a teacher, his students, who are invariably from tougher backgrounds, achieve amongst the highest contextual value-added scores in English of any students in the country, and Phil is still to be found every week at the front of the class, pretending to be a madman in order to inspire students to value the chances that education offers them. Phil has worked all over the world, selling out talks in New York, Chicago, Sydney, Adelaide, and even in outback Australia. Testimonials about his work consistently include the words inspirational, amazing, unforgettable. Madam Chancellor, the Senate and Council of Bishop Gostas University recommend Phil Beadle as a worthy candidate for the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
So we now come to the award of the degrees. If we can take our places. Madam Chancellor, I now call upon you to accept the recommendations of Senate with regard to the candidates we shall present to you, including those who are graduating in absentia.
Madam Chancellor, we present these candidates to you today that you may confer upon them for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Early Childhood Studies with first-class honours, Sophie Cribb. Jasmine Deguara. April Glenn. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Early Childhood Studies with honours, Gemma Burrows. Rianne Clay. Alicia Edwards. Sophie Denson. Chloe Finney. Leanne Gruby. Courtney Kinsella. Caris McNally. Farah Moss. Amy Neve. Bethany Page. Emily Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies with first-class honours, Hannah Exton. Eloise Garrett. Samantha Goff. Leanne Lees. Catherine Thorpe. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies with honours, Rebecca Archer. Molly Clark, Jemima Clark, Holly Fairbrother, Cassie Fletcher, Letitia Flockhart, Gemma Green, Phoebe Jones, Charlotte Kensit Brown, Derry King, Katie Longland, Laurent McCleady, George McDonnell, Joanna Murray, Courtney O'Connor, Amy Ogg, Nina Rawdon, Ellie Reeves, Hayley Robertson, Samuel Rumans, Camilla Shearing, Emily Smith, Tilly Swallow, Maisie Temple, Phoebe Thomas, Harry Williams, Connie Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and Applied Drama with First Class Honours, Bethany Whitnell. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and Applied Drama with Honours, Asha Chapman Strong. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and English with Honours, Sarah Sharples. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and History with First Class Honours, Jane Ball. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and History with Honours, Molly Jackson. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and Psychology with Honours, Amy Lepley. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and Sociology with First Class Honours, Amelia Sharp. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and Sociology with Honours, Rihanna Booth. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and Special Educational Needs and Inclusion with First Class Honours, Alison King. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and Special Educational Needs and Inclusion with Honours, Lauren Bird. Joseph Clark. Phoebe Dodd. Casey Dunwell. Jessica Gibbard. Olivia Green. Emily Holford. Jay McNamara. Anne Price. Larissa Roberts. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and Sport with honours, Richard Allen. Rhett Brigdens. Gemma Gocher. Thomas Hicks. Jade Watson. Kai Yarsley. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Education Studies and Theology and Ethics with honours, Millie Banks. Francesca Ellel. Freya Gregson. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Health and Social Care with First Class Honours, Chloe Adams. Charlotte Brown. Lucy Davis. Chloe Harvey. Charlotte Lowe. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Health and Social Care with honours, Emma Bannister. Taylor Ellender. Victoria French. Shania Rose Hartley. Zoe Hughes. Lucy Muirhead. Anne Yuku. Savannah Williams. Sharon Wisdom. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Psychology with First Class Honours, Vicky Mills. Ashley Russell. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Psychology with honours, Kaylee Dagar Roberts. Scott Kidd. Charlotte Marshall. Bethany Oliver. Chloe Walton. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Psychology and Counselling with First Class Honours, Lauren Hughes. Neha Nelson. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Psychology and Counselling with honours, Mah Ahmed. Terry Beacon. Ellie Mae Benton. Dylan Brame. Che Bugby. Alicia Dance. Reese Fields. Lois Gladwell. Lottie Hand. Charlotte Richardson. Carla Ross. Emma Savage. Stacey Watford. Olivia Williams. Jessica Worrell. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Psychology and Early Childhood Studies with honours, Catherine Betts. Kelsey Elliott. Leonie Gray. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Psychology and Sociology with honours, Charlotte Bendel. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Psychology and Special Educational Needs and Inclusion with First Class Honours, Bryony O'Donnell. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Special Educational Needs and Inclusion with First Class Honours, Emily Cowan. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Special Educational Needs and Inclusion with honours, Caroline Archer. Natasha McTavish. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Special Educational Needs and Inclusion and Applied Drama with honours, Nerese Cliwitt. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Education Studies and Mathematics with honours, Charlotte Smith. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Sport, Coaching and Physical Education with First Class Honours, Lauren Fowler. Caitlin Russell. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Sport, Coaching and Physical Education with honours, Luke Anderson. Emily Chapman. Luke Day. Taylor Gray. Georgia Key. Joseph Kirk. Frederick Lamb. Lewis Marsh. Joshua Nunn. Summer Smallman.
now invite the musicians of the university to give a short recital. They will sing Non Nobis Domine by William Byrd and I Was Glad by Hubert Parry.
Gloria,
this congregation closed and invite all those present to stand while the procession and our new graduates depart. Graduates, as befits your new status as members of our academic community, we ask you to join the procession while guests remain in their places until directed by the stewards, where you can meet up on the west front. Please stand and we will sing the first verse of the national anthem.